TikTok, a global phenomenon, a cultural juggernaut, an endless stream of short-form videos meticulously curated by a powerful algorithm. But behind the dance crazes and viral trends lurks a shadow, a growing unease about the app's data collection practices and its ties to the Chinese government. This tension, simmering for years, has finally boiled over, leading to a series of government bans and a fierce debate about digital privacy in the age of geopolitical rivalry. The app's meteoric rise, fueled by its addictive algorithm and vast library of user-generated content, has captivated millions, particularly younger generations. The sheer volume of data generated by its users, every scroll, every like, every second of a video watched, is staggering. This data, a goldmine for targeted advertising and content personalization, has also become a source of deep anxiety. Governments, particularly in the United States, have expressed growing concern about the potential for this data to be accessed by the Chinese government, used for surveillance, or to advance Chinese interests. At the heart of the controversy lies ByteDance, TikTok's Chinese parent company. While ByteDance insists that TikTok user data is stored securely outside of China and not subject to Chinese law, skepticism persists. The Chinese government's history of censorship and its broad national security laws, which compel companies to cooperate with intelligence agencies, have fueled these fears. The stakes are high, with national security, individual privacy, and the future of the internet hanging in the balance. The TikTok saga lays bare the complex and often fraught relationship between technology, geopolitics, and individual rights. As we navigate this new landscape, it is imperative that we grapple with the implications of our digital lives, the data we generate, and the power dynamics at play in the digital sphere. Our choices today will shape the internet of tomorrow, a world where data is power, and the question of who controls that power is more urgent than ever. The conversation around TikTok is not just about one app, but about the broader implications for our global digital future. TikTok's allure is undeniable. Its algorithm, a marvel of artificial intelligence, serves up a personalized feed of content tailored to our individual tastes and preferences. This constant stream of engaging content, from humorous skits to educational tutorials, keeps users scrolling, generating an unprecedented amount of data about our interests, habits, and behaviors. But this data, while fueling TikTok's success, has also become a source of growing concern. Governments around the world, led by the United States, have raised alarm bells about TikTok's data collection practices. The concern centers on the potential for this data to be accessed by the Chinese government, either through direct requests or through ByteDance's legal obligations under Chinese law. This fear is compounded by China's lack of data protection laws comparable to those in the European Union or other Western democracies. In response to these concerns, several countries, including the United States, have taken unprecedented steps to ban TikTok from government devices. These actions, while presented as necessary to protect national security, have also raised concerns about censorship and the suppression of free speech. The debate has become increasingly polarized, with some arguing that the bans are an overreaction, while others believe they are essential to safeguarding sensitive information. The TikTok controversy highlights the growing tension between the free flow of information and the need to protect national security in an increasingly interconnected world. It also underscores the challenges of regulating global technology companies operating in multiple jurisdictions with varying legal frameworks. As the lines between our digital and physical lives continue to blur, so too do the boundaries between national security, individual privacy, and freedom of expression. The TikTok saga has become a flashpoint in the broader geopolitical struggle between the United States and China. The app, seen by some as a symbol of China's growing technological prowess, has found itself caught in the crossfire of this rivalry. The US government under both the Trump and Biden administrations has taken an increasingly hawkish stance towards China, viewing its technological advancements as a direct threat to American economic and national security. US officials have repeatedly accused TikTok of posing a national security risk, arguing that the Chinese government could use the app to access user data, spread propaganda, or censor content. These accusations have been met with denials from both TikTok and the Chinese government, who maintain that the app operates independently and does not share data with Chinese authorities. Despite these reassurances, the US government has continued to exert pressure on TikTok, threatening to ban the app outright unless it is sold to an American company. The potential for a forced sale of TikTok has raised concerns about government overreach and the implications for foreign investment in the United States. Critics argue that such a move would set a dangerous precedent, allowing the government to target any foreign company deemed a threat, regardless of the evidence. The situation is further complicated by the fact that TikTok has become deeply embedded in American culture, with millions of users and a thriving ecosystem of creators who rely on the app for their livelihood. The TikTok ban highlights the growing tendency towards techno-nationalism, where governments prioritize national interests and security over the free flow of information and global technological collaboration. This trend, if left unchecked, could lead to a fragmented internet divided along geopolitical lines, with potentially damaging consequences for innovation, economic growth, and the free exchange of ideas. Can we trust TikTok? The app's Chinese ownership, coupled with China's track record on censorship and surveillance, has fueled deep mistrust among US officials and lawmakers. The Chinese government's vast surveillance apparatus, its tight control over the internet within its borders, and its history of using technology to monitor and control its citizens have raised red flags for those concerned about the potential for TikTok to be used for similar purposes. TikTok has repeatedly denied these allegations, insisting that it operates independently of the Chinese government and that user data is stored securely outside of China, beyond the reach of Chinese law enforcement. The company has also taken steps to increase transparency, opening transparency centers to allow outside experts to review its algorithms and data security practices. However, these efforts have done little to quell the concerns of skeptics, who point to the Chinese government's broad national security laws, which compel companies to cooperate with intelligence agencies, as evidence that TikTok could be forced to hand over user data regardless of where it is stored. The lack of trust between the United States and China, exacerbated by ongoing trade disputes and geopolitical tensions, has made it difficult to find a resolution to the TikTok dilemma. The US government's demand for a sale of TikTok to an American company has been met with resistance from both TikTok and the Chinese government, which views such a move as an attempt to stifle its technological advancement. The stalemate highlights the challenges of regulating global technology companies in an era of heightened geopolitical competition. The TikTok case underscores the need for greater international cooperation on data security and privacy. A global framework that establishes clear standards for data protection, data transfer, and government access to user data could help to address the concerns raised by TikTok and other global technology companies. Such a framework would require collaboration and compromise from all stakeholders, but it is essential to ensuring that the internet remains open, interoperable, and free from undue government interference. As governments grapple with the complexities of regulating TikTok, millions of users find themselves caught in the crossfire. For many, particularly younger generations, TikTok has become more than just an app. It's a platform for creative expression, a source of entertainment, a community, and a way to connect with the world. The potential for a ban, or even a forced sale that could alter the app's character, has left many users feeling anxious and uncertain about the future of their digital lives. The debate surrounding TikTok has also sparked a broader conversation about data privacy and the power of technology companies. Users are becoming increasingly aware of the vast amounts of data collected about them by the apps they use, and the potential for this data to be used for purposes beyond their control. The TikTok controversy has served as a wake-up call, prompting many to question the trade-offs they make between convenience and privacy in their digital lives. The uncertainty surrounding TikTok's future has also highlighted the economic impact of the app. For many creators, TikTok has become a source of income and a platform to build their brands and reach new audiences. A ban or significant changes to the app's algorithm could have devastating consequences for these creators, many of whom rely on the platform for their livelihoods. The situation underscores the growing importance of the creator economy and the need for policies that support and protect the rights of digital creators. The TikTok saga serves as a reminder that technology is not neutral. It is shaped by the values, priorities, and power dynamics of those who create and control it. As users, we have a responsibility to engage critically with the technologies we use, to understand the implications of our data, and to demand greater transparency and accountability from the companies that collect and profit from our information. Our digital lives are intertwined with our physical lives, and the choices we make in the digital realm have real-world consequences for our privacy, our freedoms, and the future of our societies. The digital future, a world divided. The TikTok saga is a harbinger of things to come. It exposes the fault lines in our increasingly digital world, a world where data is the new oil and control over that data is fiercely contested. The geopolitical struggle between the United States and China, playing out in the digital realm, threatens to fracture the internet, creating a divided world with different rules, different values, and different access to information. This fragmentation, if allowed to continue, could have profound consequences for innovation, economic growth, and the free flow of information. The TikTok case also highlights the urgent need for a global framework for data governance. Clear, consistent, and enforceable rules are needed to protect individual privacy, ensure the free flow of information, and prevent the abuse of data for political or economic gain. Such a framework would require cooperation and compromise from all stakeholders, from governments to technology companies to civil society. It will require a shared understanding of the risks and opportunities presented by new technologies, and a commitment to finding solutions that benefit all. The future of the internet, and indeed the future of our societies, hinges on our ability to navigate these complex challenges. We must find a way to balance the need for security with the imperative of freedom, to protect individual rights while fostering innovation, and to ensure that the benefits of technology are shared equitably. The TikTok saga is a wake-up call, a reminder that the choices we make today will determine the kind of digital world we will inhabit tomorrow. The stakes are high, the time for action is now. Our digital future hangs in the balance.